tell me a little bit about yourself? Where you grew up and
I grew up in Riverside.
Oh, okay. All right. You grew up in Riverside, and what was that like? Growing up.
Well, you know, there was a lot of prejudice around, but the school we went to, myself and then one of my brothers, was Lowell, and there was only about, and there was a couple other blacks, and that was for the whole school. That was it, because all the others, the major part of the blacks were farther north in Riverside. They lived farther up, and most of them went to like the Irving. They went to Irving Street School, and that was and then we were at the borderline where we had to go down, and there was only about one of my brothers and myself, and then a couple others. We were the only blacks in the entire school.
You all didn't have white kids, friends? You didn't have white friends?
Yeah, that was about it.
If you maybe put the light, you could get her face in a light.
Yeah, that's a little better now.
Or maybe if you push that door further open, you give you more light. She's got your faces in the darkness.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that was in the grammar school. Like I said, there was only 3 or 4 of us blacks in the entire school, and that made a difference. And then when I got into the 7th grade, it was all girls in Riverside. You had to go to the all girls 7th grade, and then the boys had their schools that they went to. And so then after that, later on, after I got there, I was able to enter into Central Junior High. And so then I went there to the school. The city finally built 3 junior high schools, and after they built those, then still we were in the area where we was in the southwest area, and so then that meant that we had to go to Central, and my cousins, they all had to go to university, and some of the others had to go farther, in a different area.
How did they get there?
Well, you had to walk. You had to get there the best way you could. You had to walk, and we had a long ways to walk, and we didn't have like a bus or any way to pick us up. Like people say, you just got there the best way you could, and you didn't say anything about it. You didn't think anything of it.
Did the kids have good shoes?
Well, I guess we did. I don't know. We managed. Like people say, we managed to make it, and then see, because Polytechnic, when I ended up going over to Central, I had to cross through the campus of Polytechnic. And Polytechnic had along on the side that I would pass by, they had strawberry fields. There was a lot of land, and I used to work in the strawberries. I used to pick strawberries and things to make a little extra change during the summer, and I got 2 or 3 cents a basket, and the kids, everybody would be asking me to go somewhere, and they said, "Oh, she always has money. She always has money." Well, and I said, sometimes I end up with a stomachache from eating too many of some of those berries.
They were good for you.
Oh yeah, we would be. But picking strawberries is a lot harder than picking some of the other berries, because the other berries are up on bushes, and you must remember strawberries are right down on the ground. And so
exercise.
That's right. So you just shut up, and you did it if you wanted the money, and everybody would be calling, "Oh, she always has money." And you know, you'd be out there maybe 4 or 5 hours, and sometimes you didn't even have $1 back then.
That's right.
But it didn't cost much to go maybe like to a movie or anything, everything else, because even like a loaf of bread was like 7 cents or something like that back then.
Where did you go to the movies?
Downtown Riverside.
And they weren't segregated?
Sure, they would have you to sit, you know.
No, in a certain
in the
way.
back, yeah.
So it was segregated at that time, huh? What year was that?
Well, see, like I said, I was born in 1915, and I left, and when I graduated out of Central, it was like in 1930 or 1931, one of those. And then later,
oh, that's right.
And then when my family went to Pasadena, I had to enter the 10th grade, because see the schools in Riverside ended in the 9th grade, and so like the kids said, "Oh, you had a chance to graduate twice, out of the 9th grade and out of the 10th grade." I said, "Well, it wasn't my fault." I said, "That's just the way the school districts were." You know, in Pasadena, you know, the junior high started in the 10th grade.
Right.
And see, in Riverside, you finished in the 9th.
What high school did you attend in?
Well, in the high school was John Muir.
John Muir.
Oh, yeah, I went to John Muir, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I graduated from
where?
Pasadena High School.
Pasadena High School?
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of, where was that?
I believe it's off Colorado.
Huh?
Off Colorado Boulevard, Pasadena High School.
Colorado and what?
I'm not sure of the cross street.
You haven't seen that high school before?
Maybe not. It doesn't sound.
Oh, okay.
It's probably a new one.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Where did you live over there?
Yeah, I lived in Altadena.
Oh, in Altadena. See, you were in the north. You were in the northeast area. Oh yeah. Were you off a lake?
Not that far. Not that far.
Not that far. Were you beyond Oak Knoll?
No, I was closer to Lake. No, I lived off a street called Santa Rosa Avenue.
Santa Rosa. See,
That's Altadena?
Mhm.
It's Altadena.
Well, John Marshall was one of the schools that some of the kids in the northeast area would go to. Now, I was down in the southwest area because my parents later got a hotel, and then
What kind of hotel?
well, the hotel had stores all down below it, and they had a hall upstairs.
And that belonged to your parents?
My parents, yeah. And there was a liquor store down there, and there was a barber shop and a beauty shop, and several businesses were all down there. And that was just there at Dayton. Because see, Friendship, did you know where Friendship Baptist Church was in Pasadena?
I'm familiar with that. I have a friend who attends
Yeah,
there.
but I used to go to Friendship, and that was when Reverend W.D. Carter was the minister.
So you lived in Pasadena for a while.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you made your way this way to South Pomona?
I came to Pomona after I married my late husband.
Okay.
He had a brother that was living in Pasadena, and his brother had married a lady, one of the Madisons, and for a while after his brother married, his brother was living in Pasadena. But see, his brother was older than my husband, but my husband had grown up and had graduated from the 12th grade here in Pomona, and then in the meantime he was up in L.A. helping one of his sisters who had a grocery store on Ascot, and he was working there because Ida and Will said, "Come up here, and we'll let you know, and we'll pay you to work in our grocery store down on Ascot." And so that was what he was doing. He was doing that, and then later on, and then I was in Pasadena at that time living, and so naturally I had a chance, to meet him.
So how large a family did you have?
Did who have?
You.
You mean brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Well, I had 4 brothers, and then I had a half sister, because my father had married her mom, but her mom passed away, and then he later married my mother, and then had us.
Another family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what about your children? Did you have children?
Well, I had a son, and then I have 1 daughter.
Oh. And grandchildren?
Well, yeah, there's some grandchildren. Now the ones that my son married, he married someone when he got out of the Air Force up in Oakland, and they were living in Oakland, California. So that's why he passed away out of San Leandro at the Veterans. That's why he passed away there, because he wouldn't give up smoking, and he passed away at the Veterans Hospital in San Leandro.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
And so he had the daughters, and then he had the 1 son.
Oh.
Okay.
But I don't hear from him. I haven't heard anything. Once in a while, sometime like maybe Mother's Day coming up, I might get a card from them. I might. I'm not sure. I wouldn't hold my breath.
But they know where you are.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They know exactly where I am. I've been here ever since then.
Right.
And so, and then even when my son married Betty, we were right here. My husband and I, we were living right here.
How long were you married?
Huh?
How long were you married? How many years?
Was I married?
Uh-huh. How many years were you married?
Well, I got married in 1936.
Wow. That's amazing.
So you were married how long? Were you married 10 years?
For what?
20? To your husband. How long?
Well, look, my husband passed in 1988.
Oh, you all were married a long time.
Long time.
So can you
30, 40, 50, 60, 70?
Like my people say, how's your arithmetic from 1936 down to 1988?
Wow.
And that was
52 years, Mrs. Marks.
The day after Christmas. He passed the day after
52
Christmas.
52 years. A day after Christmas.
Yeah, he passed the day after Christmas. Mm-hmm.
I beat you. I was married to Sonny for 66 years.
66?
Wow.
Wow.
I married when I was 19.
Oh my goodness, you couldn't wait, huh, kid?
66 years.
That's amazing.
How old were you when you got married?
Well, see, I was going to be maybe 21, but I was.
Because I know years ago they used to get married earlier.
Because see, I got married in June and my birthday's in December.
December what? When were you? December 12th. 1915.
15. You got it?
I got it, Miss Marks. I was wondering, what's a typical day like for you now?
Now, right long and now, a couple times a week, I go up to the Senior Citizen Center. I go up to Palomares. I still go up to Palomares because they have a lot of different activities going on, and it's better than me sitting here, by myself. And so I have to get about come and take me up there to Palomares. You know where Palomares Center is?
I'm not familiar with that.
I've heard of Palomares. Senior Citizen.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right on East Arrow.
Do you get a bus to come pick you up?
I just get the Get-About. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And the Get-About come and take me up there.
Right.
Of course, sometimes we pick other people up on the way, you know,
Yeah.
going up there. And that helped because, see, they have a lot of different things going on up there.
What are some of the things you enjoy doing?
Huh?
What are some of the things that you enjoy doing?
Well, we have an exercise class going on, and then we have like nutrition classes going on up there, and several other different things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you like to play Scrabble or any of that they do there?
Huh?
Do you get involved in? I see people playing Scrabble. Yeah, Scrabble is a game.
No, I don't know anything about it.
You don't play that.
Mm-mm.
Well, when you get there, you do the exercise? You sit in a chair and do this?
Well, we don't. We stand up and do some of the exercises.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We stand up and do a lot of different exercises.
Yeah.
Because Melody, she's excellent about teaching, and she, you know, especially when you have
Getting
a lot
you up.
when you have a lot of senior citizens in the class.
They want you to move.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so Melody's good, but she's kind of, I don't know, something has kind of changed about the way, and I don't know whether it's the way the city is handling her with her the number of exercise people in the class. I don't know what it is, but she's doing something. And then she changed one of the days, which I just hated. Mm-hmm. She changed one of the days from Thursday. She changed it to Monday, and so I don't like going like on Monday and Tuesday. I preferred it when it was Tuesday and Thursday. Mm-hmm. And that was, you know, I got a
worked better for you.
Oh yeah, I did a whole lot better.
Oh,
I hope.
You hate change.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say would be one of the most challenging things about aging? We're all getting older, myself included, and I don't like the disadvantage of my eyesight. I have to wear eyeglasses.
Oh, really?
So yeah, since I've gotten older, what would you say would be a difficult thing about the process of aging?
Well, I think you're better off if you find something that you're interested in and keep busy with it, rather than just sitting at home looking at four walls. And that was the reason why I didn't give up. Maybe like working at the polls, just like this coming election, I'll be working over there at the church again. I told and that was why Jim Robinson told me, "Oh, I'll probably come and pick you up." I said, "Okay," you know, because he lives in Phillips Ranch, and so he'll on his way up the South Hills, he'll pick me up, and then I'll go on up there. But that's the way it's been. That's the way it's been for a long, long, long time. I used to work at the main voter's office for the county downtown when it was in L.A. But after the main, office moved over there to Norwalk, that just shut everything down. but it was easier, when I was just going up to L.A. And then a lot of the times, even when I was living in L.A., part of the times, it wasn't hard, to go, just get the bus and go downtown and work. It was easier.
What about your mind? Do you ever forget anything?
Sure, I forget. I'm just like anybody else.
Yeah, well, your mind seems so clear, doesn't it? Gosh,
clear as a bell.
What are some of the joys about aging or getting older that you find?
Well, I just think people need to find something that they're interested in and follow it through. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Well, what she said, what makes you, is there anything that makes you happy about getting older? Does anything make you happy about getting older?
I don't dwell on getting older. I just take one day at a time and do the best I can with it.
Wow.
But you know, when we came in, you were saying that you don't have to shout in another room like sit down and get out of this or don't do that. You're here by yourself and you get to do
That's right.
what you want to do.
That's right. That's right. Like people said, that's it. Yeah,
You get to be your own boss.
That's it.
You don't have to worry about other people.
So getting to be your own boss and not having to worry about other people and concentrating on things you like to do, is that a joy for you now?
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of things that I've always wanted to do that I haven't had a chance to do. I think most of us are that way.
What's that? What would that be?
Oh,
Well, I never had a chance to do much traveling, and that was the reason that I was able, after my late husband passed, that was the reason that I was interested in going to some of the family reunions, because some of the family reunions were out of state. Some states I had never set foot in. I didn't know anything about it. All I knew was that they lived back there. So such and such family lived here. Such and such family lived in Cartersville, Georgia. Such and such family lived in,
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. And what part was that? One time I went back to, was that Michigan? I saw Bonnie. I saw Bonnie had gone back there because her daughter at the
Tennessee?
No, it wasn't. That wasn't Tennessee.
Where'd you go, Bonnie?
Karen went to Tennessee State.
But she said you went with Bonnie?
Oh, we went to one of her homecomings.
North Carolina. And
Yeah.
that was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
Because I saw you at the motel. Wasn't it at the motel?
Yeah, we came to your reunion.
Yeah.
To your family reunion.
Yeah.
We happened to be close by, so we went by to see her.
Oh, my goodness.
So you would say that would be the one thing that you would maybe have changed?
You would like to do
You
more
would have
traveling.
liked to have done more traveling when your
Yeah,
husband was alive?
Yeah, but he wasn't going to.
Oh, he was.
But he would not get on a plane.
Oh.
He said he wasn't going to get on a plane.
So you never went to Hawaii?
Oh no, he wouldn't go. I was trying to think, who was it? Somebody was going to invite us to go to Hawaii with him. I forget who that was, but he said he wasn't going to be bothered with getting on a plane to go over there.
Yeah.
Is there any?
Scared, probably. He was scared.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you would have changed or liked to have been able to do? Maybe when you were younger?
She drove her own car until somebody stole her truck.
They stole, yeah, and that was the second one that they had stolen. Because see, I had another car, and they stole that one. And even when I told the Pomona police, I saw a lady driving by here in it. They did absolutely nothing. They said if the insurance, I told the insurance people that I would refund every cent because I would rather have my car. The Pomona police, they did nothing to help me, nothing.
So you would have liked to have been able to drive more? Is that it?
Yeah, because see, that way every time you get ready to go somewhere, I have to call the ghetto about the day before.
Oh.
And sometimes when I was driving, sometimes I'd make my mind up on the spur of the moment I'd want to do something.
Right.
Well, I could just jump, you know what it's like. You can just jump on in your own car and go on.
So you miss that independence, huh?
I liked it
Yeah.
like that.
Oh. It's hard to not drive.
It is. It is. You don't realize it until you start thinking of a lot of things. And just like the other day, all right, my medication, some of it, I had to, get refills. And I said, now, the CVS is right up here on Gary, from you know where the CVS pharmacy is. It's just right up here on Gary.
Yeah. The CVS.
Yeah, the CVS.
Yes.
And so I would, otherwise I would have to walk from my house up there just to pick up my prescription. They don't deliver, and I think it's awful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but anyway, so I called over in the next block and asked my niece if she would come and run me up there to pick it up. All I gotta do is just go through the drive-through and they get the medicine. I pay her and we just come on out. But,
where does your niece live? Over here?
huh?
Your niece, where does she live?
She just lives over in the next block.
Oh.
Her house faces this way, but it's the only two-story. You know where Marlene lives, don't you?
Yeah. Does she come visit you?
Oh yeah, she comes. Oh yeah, but her husband has a lot of problems, CG, and so I don't like to bother because if she has to go to Kaiser or go here or go there, and she has to do it, I don't bother her. I don't like to bother.
Does it at least make you have a little bit more peace of mind knowing that she is around the corner at least?
Well, it helps.
If you needed her?
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
It helps. Because her sister that lived sort of cat-a-corner across passed away a while back. And then her sister's husband, he's blind. Frank is blind, so he has to have his daughters had to move back home, a couple of them, to help him because if he's blind, he can't, he can't be there alone. And so they had to move back there, a couple of his kids. So I don't like to, call and ask them anything because they're busy with Frank. They're busy with him.
So you have to be independent and do for yourself. Your mind is so good. Her mind is better than my May's was when she was 96, you think?
What are some of your thoughts about on the future?
Well,
Didn't she get to be 97, 96?
Oh, the same age, almost.
I think she was almost 96.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just like to be able to, keep good health, and so I can just get around and do little simple things. Because I don't make any big plans to do anything like, and I'm not a person that has to be on the plane every time you look up.
She's a loyal churchgoer.
Oh.
She goes to church all the
You
time.
like church.
So is that one of the joys as well?
Yeah.
Being able to participate in church?
Yeah, I'm sorry that it has gone down, so that's the sad thing about it. I never thought that the congregation would get that small. And
small congregation at church.
Is that your church?
And I think a lot of people just don't like a female minister, no matter
Oh,
what
it's
you
a
say.
lady. I would like a lady minister.
She only weighs about 105. She's a little tiny lady.
Yeah.
Very attractive.
Oh.
So you have an unconventional pastor.
Yeah, they're not used to
women. Yeah. Do you like her as a pastor?
I don't care so long as they're preaching the word.
Yeah.
That's my main concern. As long as you get in the word, getting the message.
What are you looking forward to? I'm gonna close out. What are you looking forward to going into your future? Is there something that you would like to do, or someone you'd like to hear from, or?
Well, I'd like to be able to hear from some of my grandkids more. I'd like to see some of them. Some of them I haven't seen so long I'm not sure I would recognize. You know what I mean? And that's not a good thing. But of course, I tell my neighbor next door, because some of her grandkids are living there with her since after Louis passed. Then her daughter, she only had the one daughter, and Stella was in school working up at Madison when Marlene. So you might know. Did you know Stella Kiro?
She was an aide at school.
Yeah,
when I was teaching.
Well, she's my neighbor. Yeah, she was an aide there. That's right. Anyway,
Is she black? Is it a black person?
She was an aide when I was working.
Yeah, I said her ethnicity. Is she black?
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, she's Latino.
Mexican?
Yeah, and so she has a lot of grandkids. Her daughter has a lot of, her daughter had kids, and her daughter are grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of little kids. And that's why you see all that stuff there in the front yard. You see all those things that they can play on and everything. That's why it's a gang of stuff all out there, because in a little while you'll probably start hearing maybe some of them, because some of them probably come from school or whatever. Mm-hmm.
So you'd like to have more of a connection with your family?
Well, it's just like anybody.
Yeah.
You get a little lonely, sometimes, and you don't have anybody, that's coming all the time.
To visit, just to drop in and check in on you.
Yeah, see, a lot of these people around here, that's what they have now. Even Celeste over there on Hamilton. Well, Celeste came yesterday afternoon, and we sat out there and yacked and for a while, and then she got up and walked back home.
So that yakking did you some good? It was good to yak and just sit out and talk to a friend, huh?
Yeah, because Celeste doesn't have a husband, and Celeste doesn't have, anyone living there with her. But she spends a lot of time over at that. What do you call that church over there in Cucamonga? That the minister. He's Latino.
That's Genesis Church.
Is
it Abundant Living?
Yeah.
Is that sound?
Yeah, Abundant Living.
Abundant Living.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
that's
anyway,
a big church.
Anyway, Celeste goes over there several times a week because she works.
Mm-hmm.
She does something, I don't know what she does over there, but she's back and forth over there all the time.
Oh,
do you have any final words of wisdom that I can take away?
The only thing I can tell people is just to take good care of themselves and live each day to the fullest, And the best thing is to be always satisfied with whatever people say and whatever they do to you. I think you have to just open your heart and mind up. And like I tell people, I said, I'm not always sitting back waiting to hear the worst. And because up there, when I go up to the center, there's a couple of people, for some reason or other, they always want to be bringing me something. And so, like on Tuesdays, there's one of the gals, for several years, she'll come in there and she'll stop where they get that fried chicken, and she'll come there with a couple of pieces of fried chicken, and she'll have the napkins all in there, and she'll bring and she brings that over and hands it to me, and everybody's always looking. I said, look, I told her years ago that she didn't have to bring this. She said she was doing what she wanted to do. So I said, I haven't tried to put a stop to it, okay? So I said, so if she brings the chicken, I eat it for my lunch and shut up. Thank God for her.
I like that. Thank you, Ms. Marks, for the privilege and honor of interviewing you for my gerontology class. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's all right. No, but I get a big kick out of it. And everybody's looking, and then there's a little Asian girl in there, and I forget her name even. Isn't that awful? And anyway, she brings, what do you call those little tiny, are they kumquats, those little tiny things that look like oranges? They're little tiny.
Yeah.
Are those kumquats? Anyway, she brings me a bag of those things. Every once in a while she'll bring me some of those, and everybody's looking. I said to myself, I'm not making them. This is just something they decided they wanted to do.
Right.
And I said, it's not my fault because I'm the oldest one in the class.
Well said.